Ghana's most wicked minister ever uncovered. My brother, my sister, he was born on the 6th of September in 1955 at Doma Hinkro. I have been to Doma Hinkro several times. In fact, it's an area where the people are so humble and so honest. Doma Hinkro is a very special spot in my heart. But this man, no. Kweku Agyeman, my brother, my sister, was the health minister of the Republic of Ghana. Now, before he became the health minister, he took time to go to school in Ghana. He even went to the University of Ghana, Legon, where he studied economics and statistics. My brother, my sister, he didn't end there. He went to the London School of Business, where he studied accounting. He had no background in health whatsoever, except that anytime he had malaria, he had to run to the hospital and get a jab from the doctor. He knew next to nothing about health, my brother, my sister, except the basic ones that we all know: headaches, colds, catarrhs, and so on and so forth. But he ended up becoming Ghana's Minister of Health. Let me run down his dossier so you get to know exactly who we are talking about. From Wikipedia, he was born Kweku Agyeman on the 6th of September 1955, as you were told. My brother, my sister, he was a minister of the Republic of Ghana. Flip, watch out. Now this man here, he was born in Doma Hinkro in the then Bono Ahafo region, now Bono region. He had his GCE ordinary level in 1973, a year before Black Rasta was born. And he also got his advanced level, that's A level, certificate in 1975. He obtained a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Statistics, as you were told earlier, from the University of Ghana in 1979. I was only 5 years old. He also graduated with Management Accountancy from the London School of Accountancy. He became a Chartered Management Accountant and Associate Member in 1990. My brother, my sister, dash it away. This is the man we are talking about. He was the accountant of some automobile companies in Ghana. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo found a way of making him the Minister of Health in Ghana. My brother, my sister, I do understand that you do not need to be a doctor or a medical person in order to become the Minister of Health. But you need a clear understanding of the sector where you are supposed to be minister, true or false. Agyeman Menu, my brother, my sister, having become the minister, he became the minister who was embroiled in more controversy than any minister that ever existed, and became minister in this country called Ghana. This is Kweku Agyeman Menu from Doma Hinkro. My brother, my sister, I'm going to delve and dive straight into the issues headlong, so that we'll see exactly why we call this man the most wicked minister ever uncovered in the history of this country. Now, everybody knows that there was a time that this minister here, without any reference to the parliament, without any reference to any other person, he went straight during the days of COVID and decided to procure Sputnik V, yes, Sputnik V medicines originally made in Russia, my brother, my sister, because for him, his people in Ghana were dying, and he was in an emergency to be able to rush quickly and get these medicines for the people of Ghana. According to him, he tried to get it from Russia, where it was manufactured, my brother, my sister, and it was sold to the world around that time for about $10 American, in some cases even a little less than that. But he went online, spoke to one or two people, and he landed a deal with a Kuwaiti sheikh based in Dubai, Sheikh Al Maktoum. This is the Sheikh. He's a businessman. And he said, you know what? I can give you the Sputnik V that you want for your COVID situation in Ghana. But I am going to take twice the amount. If you are ready, I would be ready to supply. Then he asked, how much do you mean by twice? He said $25. And this minister said, but the thing is going out for even less than $10, at most $10. Why 25? And this sheikh said, because it is very difficult to get it from Russia. We have it from Russia and we can supply that to you at $25. They negotiated and landed at 19 American dollars. In fact, very close to twice the amount of Sputnik V on the market. My brother, my sister, it took a Norwegian newspaper, VG, that's the name of the paper, to come out and say, hey, ridiculing Ghana, that, hey, Ghana, you guys, what's wrong with you? Everyone is buying the Sputnik V for less than $10, at most $10. And you guys are going for it for 19 American dollars. A poor nation like Ghana, have you just hit gold and oil? They ridiculed us. My brother, my sister, that was not the end. It came out that Sheikh Al Maktoum himself and a couple of other people he was working with, they were under the red FBI alert. They were being looked for as terrorists or some people with some interest in some terrorism. The FBI had them under their watch. My brother, my sister, it was clear that our lives were endangered. Our health minister had gone out trying to get Sputnik V for the nation. He ended up falling in the hands of supposed terrorists, supposed people who were under the watch list of terrorism. My brother, my sister, they have never been convicted. Nobody has ever convicted this man of any terrorism, but they were on the watch list of suspected terrorists. Our health minister endangered our lives like this. You know what he did? In fact, he transferred over 2.4 million Ghana money, 2.4 million American dollars, Ghana money, my brother, my sister, to this sheikh. What did he want? Sputnik V. How many? 300,000 shots of Sputnik V. And sent our money, 2.4 million American dollars and over, to the sheikh, because the sheikh sent him a few samples and they checked the few samples and realized that, oh, this is good Sputnik V. For that matter, let's get more. And the sheikh never delivered. Call upon call, the sheikh was not delivering. We need the vaccine. Please send it to us. Sheikh was not delivering. Oh, Sheikh, don't disgrace me. Please send me the vaccine. Oh, Sheikh, I've sent you the money. To and fro, until it hit the ears of the Parliament House. And when the Parliament House checked it out, they called him to come and answer questions. And some of the ridiculous things he said have been captured on court cards, news cards in Ghana. I didn't think properly before entering into Sputnik V contract. I didn't think properly before I went into Sputnik V contract. My brother, my sister, that was what he said. He didn't think properly before he went into the Sputnik V contract. My brother, my sister, many more things, my brother, my sister, he said. What else did he tell the people? He told them point blank that he was not able to talk to the parliament, neither was he able to talk to the right authorities before he jumped into it, because his brains were not working at the time. He was so hot. So he took an arbitrary decision and went straight into that contract. I don't have any image in Ghana now because of Sputnik V saga. This was what he said after. Dash it away. Let me tell you something. My brother, my sister. Now the dangerous thing about this guy is the fact that he went round soliciting and procuring vaccines to save human life, allegedly, from people whose backgrounds the idiot never checked. How do you endanger the lives of citizens of your nation because you are dumb? You are buying medicines for heaven's sake. You go and contact an individual, Sheikh Al Maktoum. Did you do the background checks on Sheikh? No, you didn't, because you are dumb. You don't care about the people of Ghana. Now, he sends you a few samples. You check out the samples. Like a man who wants to defraud you in a gold business. He will most of the time show you the real gold. And when you get greedy and pay, he gives you the fake one to take away. Our minister with dead brains, that was what he did under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. My brother, my sister, and when Sheikh was nowhere to be found, he wasn't paying back the money, he got hot. And Parliament now had to stand and push international diplomacy to be able to get Sheikh Al Maktoum return the money. Whether he returned the money or not, at least Ghana got its money. Maybe he found money somewhere to pay. Watch this from City Newsroom. It says Sheikh Al Maktoum refers 2.4 million American dollars to Ghana after botched Sputnik V deal. Can you believe that? The man was running away with our money because he was dealing with a minister who had no common sense. The minister didn't check his background. It took 2 Norwegian journalists to ridicule Ghana and tell Ghana that, hey, you guys, have you checked the background of these guys you are getting the Sputnik V from? They are on the watch list of the FBI for terrorism. Imagine this guy wanted to finish us for reasons that they know. They could have just put anything into bottles, labeled that. After all, they gave you the first samples and then you got so happy. Then push that. You start injecting innocent Ghanaians and they'll be dying in their droves. Meanwhile, you want some 10 million American dollars and even more to help fight COVID at the time. My brother, my sister, Sheikh Al Maktoum allegedly sent back the money under duress, under so much pressure. And Kwekweji Menu, the man born in 1955, my brother, my sister, started going around crying wolf. Oh, Ghanaians don't like me anymore because of Sputnik V vaccine. Ghanaians are now talking ill about me all over the place. My brother, my sister, today we are going to reveal to you, this is the dumbest minister Ghana has ever had. He has no shame, no integrity, no common sense. This is an idiot first class. By the end of this show, you will get to agree and understand what it is. Now let us go into the controversies of the life of this guy. The controversies. My brother, my sister, controversies. You will see that this was not the only thing this guy was fingered for. You will see that there is more. And I'm calling this from Wikipedia. My brother, my sister, the controversies of the life of this guy. Now watch this. In 2005, my brother, my sister, 2005, when this man here was exactly 50 years. Now it's 2025. So he's 70 years. Mr. Kweku Agyeman-Manu, then Deputy Finance Minister under the Kufuor administration, issued a letter in the absence of the substantive Minister of Finance. Listen, issued a letter in the absence of his boss, the Minister of Finance, to a company owned by Mr. Alfred Agbeshi Woyome in regards to the construction of stadiums, right? For the CAN 2008. Listen, Mr. Woyome then sued the government of Ghana in 2009, 4 years after the contract was signed, and secured a judgment of over 51 million Ghana cedis, relying on the letter issued by Mr. Kweku Agyeman-Manu. Hold it there. How many of us remember Woyome? Do you all remember Woyome? This is the guy, a thief. He got that judgment debt under the NDC. 51 million. And the courts came out to say that the money that he got was for no work done. He had stolen from the people of Ghana. And for that matter, he should pay back the money. He started pussyfooting with the payment. Do we all remember this story? Or Ghanaians, we quickly forget. That was what he did. And he ran to his village in the Volta region. He had some people covering him up and protecting him because he is their thief. I remember I went to the Volta region and some people approached me and said, stop talking about our man. He has been helping us in the area. He did this with our stolen money. You see the Ghanaian mentality. My brother, my sister, that was the first scandal that idiot Kweku Agyeman-Manu threw us into. Forget about Sputnik V. 2.4 million American dollars he gave to a suspected terrorist, Sheikh Al Maktoum. Suspected on the FBI list. He might be or might not be. But the fact that he's suspected, if you had done a simple check on the background of this guy, you will not give Ghana's money to him. The money is not too much of a problem. The problem is, what would they be giving to you to inject Ghanaians? An idiot like that. That's not the end. Controversy number 2. After Woyome, the next controversy. Watch this. Anti-snake procurement scandal. Listen, anti-snake. On the 8th of February 2019, the president of Imani Center for Policy and Education, a Ghanaian-based think tank, first reported about various procurement breaches by the Ministry of Health in the procurement of anti-snake venom serum. In an open letter on Facebook to the minister, in an attempt to quell the issue, the minister was heard on a local radio of a station called Adum FM, refuting the allegations of tender procurement breaches. A follow-up response was also sent to Imani in this regard. These claims by the minister were later found to be fabricated and cover up dealings with a local company called Famanova. The Public Procurement Authority, PPA, ruled against the ministry and cited various procurement breaches in its decision and requested the ministry to disqualify the two Famanova companies for double bidding, amongst other issues, and re-evaluate the tender with the what? The remaining tenders. This scandal was widely covered in the local media, and many wondered why the minister was still at post after these hard facts leveled against him had caused the loss of many lives in the country due to the shortage of this all-important emergency drug. Up until March 2020, the minister has tried various attempts to cancel the said tender, opened up new tenders for anti-snake venom serum, ignoring the ruling by the PPA, and trying to allocate these new tenders again to Famanova Ghana Limited. Impunity. The authorities ruled that, hey, what you are doing is wrong. Don't do it. Let's get new people to come and do it because your procurement is warped. the idiot, said, no, I will do it. After all, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is behind me. He would always support me. And we all remember, after the Sputnik V disaster, Nana Addo went to this man's hometown making jokes about this man's botched Sputnik V procurement. He forgot how Ghanaians would have died in their droves because of the carelessness of this old guy with no common sense. I am so angry. He had the guts to go to the media and say, oh, my good name has been soiled because of the Sputnik V issue. But today we are proving to you that it wasn't only about Sputnik V. Controversy number 3. Farmanova. My brother, condom scandal. Listen. In 2019, the Minister of Health opened a tender for condoms under bizarre circumstances, strange circumstances. Interestingly, no local company who could have supplied the condom participated. No local company. Chinese, Indians, and I mentioned Chinese and Indians, and I'm coming back to you with a funny story. Painful but funny. Interestingly, no local company who could have supplied the condoms participated, raising questions if the tender was open and widely publicized as required by the Public Procurement Act. It is also interesting to note that the contract again went to Farmanova Limited. Farmanova. After the criticisms, quickly, Farmanova. Impunity. Whatever it is, Farmanova. Oh, maybe we will get our card. Farmanova. We ended up getting condoms that were small like this. Some said those condoms came from China because the normal Chinese something is normally small. Ghanaians will roll it up. It will even go quarter and split. They supplied condoms that were meant for little kids, children. Look at Farmanova again. A locally registered company owned and managed by Indian nationals. What the blood clot. Excuse my French. Indians have little ones. Chinese have little ones. So we have no business importing condoms from China. We have no business importing condoms from India because we are huge. A locally registered company, but it's an Indian company, has been active in Ghana since 2005. Interesting. And has increasingly won many tenders, especially under the tenure of Kweku Agyeman as the Minister of Health. Every contract was going to Farmanova. A lot of the contracts. No full-blown investigations have been started by the government of Ghana, while evidence of fraud and tender manipulation has been what? On. My brother, can you imagine one man impunity and he was being supported by that little dwarf to continue misbehaving, endangering the lives of our people? No wonder a lot of our brothers in the villages stopped using condoms because they couldn't find their size. They brought them Chinese and Indian size. It didn't end there. Public lie about his COVID-19 status. Listen, on June 13, 2020, several media outlets in Ghana announced that he, his wife, and son had tested positive for COVID-19 and were on admission at the University of Ghana Medical Center, UGMC. Kweku Agyeman was admitted on Tuesday and was released on Friday, while his wife and son were in critical condition at the intensive care unit of the UGMC that Mahama built. After Mills started, Mahama finished up. At the time they were telling us, hospitals, those things, do we eat roads? Do we eat buildings? when COVID came, they saw the importance of healthcare. He claimed that he had never tested positive for COVID-19 on Saturday when he spoke via phone to a journalist called Ifya Pokua, aka Vim Lady. Do we all remember that interview? He claimed to be only resting and taking his usual diabetes medication. He prefers to say, I have diabetes, to saying that I have COVID. Because at the time, COVID was seen as a very whatever you can put in there. Watch this. Now, it is rumored that his conditions created panic in government and several top officials were isolating themselves from him. Those who had come together in parliament and they had come in contact with him, now that they had heard and proven that he actually had COVID and lied he didn't have it, they were now isolating themselves because they were afraid. We all remember that Tema MP, Carlos, another idiot. He had COVID-19 full blown and he still drove to a polling station because of greed for power. Hugging people, talking to people. Nana Addo was so embarrassed he had to fire him. He was the deputy minister of trade. Do we all remember? That was the same guy who was chewing ballot papers like a pregnant crocodile right there in parliament. That brought so much disgrace to Ghana. Carlos Ahiankora. Do we all remember that story? My brother, my sister, this was what Kweku Agyeman did. He had COVID and he was treated. And when he came out, he was moving around amongst people. And when the MPs heard that, hey, Charlie, this guy, Charlie, he had the thing. Parliament started getting empty, according to this report. Go back to that story. My brother, my sister, this was what Agyeman did. That's what he did. He lied. And look at what happened. After it came out that it was true, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, announced on national TV that his minister of health indeed had contracted the COVID-19 virus. Why the lie? And Nana Addo still kept this idiot in power. No common sense. A liar who claims he's a Christian with 6 children. An idiot like that. Are you short of people with sense? He's also, we can't talk about his foolishness. I am hurt as a Ghanaian. You think this can happen in England? Would it happen even in Afghanistan? This was what he did. Controversy upon controversy. Up till now, I am told Woyome has not finished paying our 51 million that this idiot made him take. Excuse my language, I'm really, really vexed. And he started boasting, my brother, my sister, about being on the WHO executive board. He likes to boast. Empty people like to dash it away. Look at the controversies. It's not ended. Right now, when you come to Ghana, hey, the biggest controversy right now has moved a little away from Kwabena Edubuahene, Dr. Sledge, to this guy here. This guy. 70-year-old buffoon. It hurts me. I want to meet this man and look him straight in the eye and tell him that you are an idiot. God would punish you for the way you took Ghanaians through this hellish journey. Hey! You know what is happening in Ghana right now? This same guy went to sign a certain contract with a company called Lightwave. Look at it. Lightwave e-healthcare solutions. Why did he sign the contract? Nana Addo told us something before this contract was signed. In fact, he was trying to get us to understand why we needed Lightwave. And he's quoted here. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Look at it. The digitalization of hospital records has started through the Lightwave Health Information Management System. We started with the teaching hospitals, and we plan to work in a phased approach to cover every health facility in Ghana. I am sure this will be a welcome innovation for all. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana, this guy, another irresponsible leader that we all thought was going to do something positive for Ghana. Big speeches, copied and stolen speeches. He confused us with that. This guy. That's what he said. He always maintained his best friend, Kwekwa Jimaimenu, no matter how much he messed up. Can I tell you more? Now, that company called Lightwave did not have the capacity to do the work. Their boss is one Samson Jabba. That's his name, this guy. Another buffoon. This guy. It hurts me when people toy with the lives of my people, the Ghanaian people. This guy is a Ghanaian. He went to school in Ghana, but spent so much of his academic life in the UK, where he should have learned common sense to stay away from corruption. Samson Jabba, this guy, is the boss of Lightwave. But you know what? He gave the contract to an Indian company. The same way Farmanova came here, registered here, but it's an Indian company. This guy gave all the contract to the Indians. And the Indians can now sit in their country and know that, oh, Mansa Amakokobo has HIV/AIDS and blah, 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 that they knew all our health history. A foreign country. They didn't care. Our privacy didn't matter to them. Hey, they signed a contract for 100 million American dollars. My brother, my sister, in 2019, by 2020, they had already been paid 77 million American dollars out of the 100. How much was left? 23 million. But they are taking 77% of their money. Yet, the 950 health facilities they were supposed to cover, you know how many they covered? The information is ghastly. Minta Akando, take them through. Tell them the story of this fraudulent, non-patriotic, gangsterly, dastardly behavior.
Speaker, I agree. I will take up the challenge.
Yes.
So hear me. Mr. Speaker, in 2019, Ghana government signed an agreement with a company called Lightwave. Mr. Speaker, the contract sum was $100 million to connect 950 health facilities in the whole country. And the contract was supposed to expire in 2022. Mr. Speaker, in 2022, the contract was extended twice to expire on the 31st December 2024. Mr. Speaker, at the end of the 2024, out of the 950 facilities, only 450 had been connected. Out of the $100 million, $77 million had been paid. More than 77%. Meanwhile, less than 50% of the job had been done. Mr. Speaker, as part of the contract, it was supposed to be divided into what we call milestones. And so at the end of each milestone, the infrastructure and everything must be handed over to the states. Mr. Speaker, it is unconscionable for any government appointee to sign an electronic agreement that an individual will be hosting our data and the state will not have access to our data and the state will not have access to our service. Our health data. Mr. Speaker, this is what we inherited. Mr. Speaker, at the end of the 2024 when we took office, in 2025, the contract had expired, and so the issue of the government has come to terminate any contract doesn't arise, Mr. Speaker, because the contract actually expired on 31st December 2024. So there was no issue of termination. Mr. Speaker, when we took office, as part of the contract, we said, hand over whatever you have done to the state. And before we sit to take delivery of whatever has been done, we needed as a ministry, as a government, to know whatever we were inheriting. As a forensic audit was conducted, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as part of the forensic audit, what we realized was that the software, the hardware, the infrastructure alone, there were gaps. For example, it was stated in the agreement that supply HP laptops. You go to the facilities and a different brand has been supplied. Supply 20 and you go to the grounds and less than 20 has been supplied. So there were issues of quality and there were issues of quantity. Gaps. Mr. Speaker, the gaps alone, when analyzed, was over $18 million for the hardware. That was the gaps. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know that in the next milestone, Ghana government paid more than $10 million to the vendor, and he was supposed to connect about 157 facilities. The Speaker, guess what? Only 7 was verified. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mr. Speaker, after all this, we said that, look, because we don't need any disruptions, we were ready to sign another agreement, because there was no agreement, there was no contract. Because of the software, Mr. Speaker, it doesn't also make sense for the country's data, the software, to be owned by an individual. So we were ready. Let's sign a license renewal agreement for 2 years. Mr. Speaker, the vendor indicated that in the agreement he doesn't want to hear anything about data. Yes. Mr. Speaker, the vendor again indicated that we should write as part of the contract that we, the ministry, have verified 461 instead of 450. Mr. Speaker, there and then, as ministry, we had to put our heads together to find solution to the matter than lamenting. Mr. Speaker, so, honorable members, the good news is that I've shared with you the challenges we have inherited, where the medical records, the electronic medical records, was being hosted by an individual, where the country didn't have access to our service. But at the moment, Mr. Speaker, we have the solution, and we are rolling out in the whole country. We have a 4-week plan. In the first 1 week, next week, we are rolling more than 100 facilities. The third week, more than 100 facilities. And Mr. Speaker, I can assure you, with the shortest possible time, we'll get all these 450 facilities covered. Mr. Speaker, what this vendor was doing to the state was that as and when he demands what, then you switch the thing off. And Mr. Speaker, for your information, the data, the server doesn't even sit in Ghana. It's far away in India. Yes, far away in India. Mr. Speaker, we are religiously guided by this contract, and we'll put in place the necessary solutions so that we'll prevent.
It's sad. This is Minta Akando. He is the Minister of Health of Ghana. And the way he spoke, it came out like he was speaking about his enemy. But that's his predecessor. The health minister who was there before him. If you close your eyes, you will think this guy is talking about an enemy. And that's who he is. An enemy of the state. Kweku Agyeman Menu. 70-year-old man with 6 children. He's a devout Christian. He has read the Bible page to page, from Genesis to Revelation, through Malachi. Yet, the wickedness and corruption in his heart, the lies, he's worse than Satan's bodyguard. This guy. You've seen the controversies. You've seen the wickedness these people took us through. And Nana Addo knew all this. Sometimes he had to even come out and tell the truth on behalf of this liar. But he didn't care. He still kept him there. An accountant, an economist, statistician. He knew nothing about health. But they put him in there. That's not where my problem is. He didn't have a heart of patriotism. Right now, the public accountability sessions are revealing some of this, one after the other, and we as historians would have to do a background check and see when these people started becoming animals rather than humans. And it's like it dates back 20 years back. They signed contracts, probably benefited from the contract to prepare for their old age. Posterity would judge us very harshly. A lot of young Ghanaians are in America, they are in England, they are in Dubai, some of them are in Afghanistan, some are in Japan, some are in Korea. They don't sleep. They wake up every morning running around doing 4 jobs, 3 jobs, 2 jobs. They struggle. Some have underlying problems of health. But they have to do walantu walansa in order to eat and send something home. All because of the greed of these useless old idiots who have no respect for our country. Am I overreacting? What is going to happen to this guy? What should happen to him? Even if he dies tomorrow, his dead body should be brought out, thrown on the streets of Ashaiman, for people to pass by and spit at this body and say, "To hell you shall go, you wicked soul." And if he's alive by tomorrow, he should be arraigned before court alongside the irresponsible President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Let them explain to us if we deserve what they came together to give to us as a people. All because of politics. It's the black pot. Dash! Dash! AKA Kokoshonimo, where we speak truth to power.